meditation techniques. They can, and you don't have to do meditation to wake up, but meditation can be a helpful catalyst for moving us in that direction. And meditation might shine a light on something. It might help us relax around an event. If holding on is the problem, maybe relaxing around it, like shamatha practice. Vipassana practice is often about investigating, getting more clarity about what's really going on, coming in for a close-up and getting more detail of what's happening, and also seeing all the ingredients in the soup. You know, back to what we talked about, the sequence of events that might happen. Well, there's a thought, then that causes a feeling, or there was this event, or, you know, so that you can kind of get that. It can also give you, if there's something you're locked on to, it can give you something else to focus on in a productive way. There was a woman, she was a teacher I liked very much, and she'd always say, if you want to get something from a 2-year-old, you don't sit there and have a fighting pulling match with a 2-year-old. You put something in their other hand. And so the 2-year-old's going, no, 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 no. Oh, okay, and just let's go. Well, I've got some 2-year-old in me, if I'm really holding on something, give me that. It's a little easier to let go of that. So meditation can be a productive way of helping guide our attention, knowing that that's there, but kind of peeling the fingers off that a little bit. Meditation can be also very helpful, and we're going to work with this today, in watching flow, in watching movement or change, watching how things might morph or shift, arise or pass away, flow, right? There is a ultimate kind of where flow can take you is in Shinzen Young has he has techniques. This would be his focus on change. He's got one ultimate place where flow goes. He calls it gone, focus on gone, where you watch the moment something disappears. We never do that. This arises, and then this arose. We never watched that one go away. We go, this arose, and then this arose, and then this arose, and now I am really overwhelmed, right? As opposed to this arose, but look, that one went away. And yeah, I saw this arise, but did you see that go away? And just tuning into watching things go away can really lead to a very relaxed, open state of equanimity with what arises. So there's all sorts of interesting ways that meditation can help us focus on our experience to allow the big ick to not get stuck. Okay, that was the premise I came up with yesterday. Any questions, confused? That was a lot. I took us on the whole journey. Any questions, thoughts, confusions about that before we try some meditation I've devised to help us experience this? Yes.
In my lucid moments, when I actually pay attention, I know that my thoughts aren't me because they're doing stuff and I'm observing it somehow or another.
Yes.
I'm outside of that, and
Yeah.
the thoughts are so compelling that most of the time I just think that is me.
Uh-huh.
So is that what we're trying to do? Like go to that, or are we just trying to be out of that spot where I can just observe?
That
and observe
is
the flow, the end of it. Would that be a way of doing it?
That would be that would definitely be that's a helpful process.
Okay.
For some people, they think of this term as being an objective observer, where I'm watching the thoughts and this arise and this pass away. Then you can peel back who is the I that is watching, and kind of that peels back until there really isn't anything there either. But that process, what you're describing can often, there's a path to that a lot of what we're doing leads to a kind of a not being identified with what happens, that's me. That non-identification, like I talked about what happened at the first retreat. Oh, it's what's on the radio, it's not me. So that, yes, to not identify with it, that identification with it for me is what I call holding on. Is the ick only happens when I'm identified with it, when I'm holding on to it, when it's stuck. When it's not me, ick flows. So you can go directly to it being not you. You can find other ways of peeling the fingers off. We're going to play with a bunch today. But absolutely, if you can, anytime something happens, go, oh, that's just my thought, and step back from it, go for it. I think that's absolutely cool. Thumbs up on here for me. You know, I'm going to help show that everyone can't do that. So I'm going to work from the outside in. Okay, I've got this. How do I help this flow? And then it could lead to, that, right? To just say to someone, you know what, you're not your thoughts. Just step back and watch them. For me, that's kind of like saying, just hit the ball. Just hit the ball. Come on, just hold the bat and hit the ball. Well, if everyone could just hit the ball, we wouldn't pay people millions of dollars to just watch them do it. You know, there's got to be, so what I'm trying to do is say, okay, here's how you hold the bat, all right, here's a way to focus on the ball, all right, when you swing back, it's going to be helpful to do this, you might want to lean into the left hip as you do it, when you swing, right, whether we're doing, I did baseball, we could do it with golf or tennis or whatever, balls get hit. So this is a very kind of, okay, you're here. What's the first step we do? But yeah, that's not identifying with the thought definitely helps the ick flow. We're going to explore ways of helping the ick come and go, and where it's just like, oh, yes, I feel something arise. Is it pleasant? Is it unpleasant? Yeah, and then it's gone, and then I'm able to see clearly. I can respond, taking in more information. When I hold on to it, it gets so big that my ability to even take in information. Remember, perception distorts, perspective distorts perception. When that gets big, I'm not seeing the whole picture, so I'm going to make decisions that are not based on all the information. Has anybody ever done anything really wise when you were really emotional? Is that when you have your most in tune for the benefit of all beings moments? Maybe not. Right? So it's a way of kind of helping that process.